Thanks for joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. A former youth minister at a Marion County church, 39-year-old Daniel Campbell of Harrison, has entered a plea of not guilty as a felony charge of sexual assault has been posted against him. Campbell is alleged to have had sexual relationship with a female who attended his church during the summer and the fall of 2016 when the victim was 15 years old. Last August, an Arkansas State Police special agent attempted to extract information from the alleged victim's cell phone. Text messages located between the alleged victim and Campbell are suggestive of an inappropriate relationship between a youth minister and a minor. In September of last year, the alleged victim was interviewed at the Benton County Child Advocacy Center. She reportedly told investigators details of several incidents in their inappropriate relationship. Campbell was booked into the Marion County Detention Center on May 23rd with a bond set at $25,000. And a judge has ordered a Fulton County woman to serve 20 years in state prison in the death of an elderly woman who was found beaten and covered with bite marks. 56-year-old Jennifer Leah Collins of Mammoth Spring has pled guilty to second-degree murder in the death of 92-year-old Jane Sandifer of Cherokee Village. Collins had been hired as a caretaker for Sandifer and was accused of attacking the elderly woman on May 11th of 2017. Sandifer died a week later due to complications from those injuries. And the original charge of first-degree battery against Collins was upgraded following Sandifer's death. Judge Harold Irwin sentenced Collins to 30 years in prison, but suspended 10 years of the sentence and ordered her to serve the remaining 20 years. Well, North Arkansas College President Randy Esters told the College Board of Trustees this week that the school will receive nearly $1 million from a regional workforce communications grant. Funds will be awarded monthly over the next 2 years. The college was the recipient of the first $1 million in 2016. Esther says that North Ark was awarded the funds because the results of objectives are imperative, noting that since 2016, North Ark has substantially increased the interest and credentials in the pool of skilled workers entering emerging healthcare and manufacturing jobs. Funds are earmarked for marketing the program to prospective students and partners, purchasing equipment, expanding current programs for online delivery, and for paying salaries. Equipment to be purchased includes new welders for the new Lincoln Welding Training Center to be located near the current welding lab and medical assisting and distance learning equipment for the Berryville Carroll County Center location. Well, if you don't get around to applying for one of Arkansas's coveted public land elk hunting permits in May, you still have a shot to claim one of the best big game tickets in the natural state. The 3 special public land elk hunting permits will be available to register for on-site at the Buffalo River Elk Festival this weekend. One on-site permit is for either a bull or a cow elk. The other 2 are for antlerless elk only. People can register for the on-site permits from 1 until 4 p.m. on Friday and 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Saturday at the Newton County Senior Center. The regular permits are drawn from noon till 4 p.m. on Saturday, and they wrap up the elk permit drawing with the on-site permits at 5 p.m. Applying for an on-site permit is free, but applicants must have a current resident sportsman's license when they apply. After 40 years of being known as the John Henry Shaddocks Wagon Train, the newly renamed Harrison Roundup Club Wagon Train will keep the tradition alive as it plans to get underway tomorrow morning. The event was started in 1977 by John Henry Shaddocks. It was historically left Harrison on Friday prior to the Friday night of the Rodeo of the Ozarks in Springdale. The train travels largely on private property after leaving Harrison on Capps Road. It is scheduled to arrive in Springdale in time for the rodeo parade on Wednesday, June 27th, and the rodeo night. Officials say the descendants of Shaddocks pulled out of the event for this year after 40 successful years, so the name of the train has changed. The train is scheduled to leave the Northwest Arkansas District Fairgrounds at 9 a.m. on Friday. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region. But first, here's this week's closing livestock report from Sammy Klein, brought to you by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte.
This is Sammy Klein's Federal State Livestock Market News Service, reporting for sale from North Arkansas Livestock Auction and Grain Forest Wednesday, June the 20th. Cattle receipts, 1991. Last week, 2509. A year ago, 1,058. Compared to last week, feeder steers $2 to $8 higher. Feeder heifers and bulls mostly steady to $4 higher, except for 4 to 450-pound heifers, $2 to $4 lower. Slaughter cows steady to $1 higher. Slaughter bulls $4 higher. Feeder steers, medium large ones, 3 to 400 pound, 177 to 191. 4 to 500 pound, 165 to 186, with some thin 4 to 450 pound at 189 to 190. 5 to 600 pound, 155 to 174. 6 to 700 pound calves, 148 to 155. Few 755 pound at 138. Feeder heifers, medium large ones, 3 to 400 pound, 153 to 162. 4 to 500 pounds, 142 to 153. 5 to 600 pounds, 136 to 146.50. 6 to 700 pounds, 130 to 140. Some 8 to 850 pound at 120 to 121. Replacement cows, medium large ones and 2 to 7-year-old, 900 to 1,250 pound cows, second and third stage, 760 to 1,100 per head. From 7 to 10-year-old cows, second and third stage, 54 to 62. A few at 725 to 775 per head. Calf pairs, medium large ones and 2s, 2 to 7-year-old, 900 to 1,250 pound cows, from 1 to 200 pound calves at side, 850 to 12 per pair, with 2 to 300 pound calves at side, 1,250 to 1,400 per pair. Slaughter cows, boners 53 to 57, high dress 58 to 64, low dress 1 at 48. Lean 49 to 55, high dress 56 to 60, low dress 44 to 48. Slaughter bulls at grade 1s and 2s, 1,400 pounds, 75 to 84.50. High dress 85 to 91.50. Low dress 63 to 70. That's the market today. Sammy Klein reporting. Thank you.
Democrats in the Arkansas legislature are asking Governor Asa Hutchinson to rescind the state's National Guard deployment from the border with Mexico following the separation of children from families who crossed the U.S. border illegally. House Minority Leader Charles Blake and Senate Minority Leader Keith Ingram sent separate letters to Hutchinson on Wednesday. The letters also asked that the Arkansas National Guard's top officials to testify before a joint legislative committee regarding that deployment. A spokesperson for the Guard says Arkansas has 800 soldiers, and 2 helicopters deployed in New Mexico to assist with aerial surveillance, but do not have any law enforcement responsibilities. The Democrats sent the letter as President Donald Trump reversed course and signed an order ending the practice of separating migrant families at the border. Farmers say that President Donald Trump's plans to place tariffs on more Chinese goods are worsening a situation for Arkansas soybean producers. The president said he'd place 10% tariffs on another $200 billion in Chinese goods bought in the U.S. Arkansas Farm Bureau President Randy Vetch says that Trump's threat and China's promise to retaliate has almost immediately affected the soybean pricing. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says Arkansas farmers harvested 3.5 million acres of soybeans last year with a market value of $1.7 billion, placing Arkansas 11th among soybean producing states. The state exports about 40% of its soybeans, with most going to China. Opponents of Arkansas's Ten Commandments monument want to merge lawsuits seeking to have the display removed from the state capitol grounds. Attorneys for the groups have asked to consolidate two federal lawsuits challenging the privately funded display. A 2015 law required the state to allow its construction. The monument was reinstalled in April after the original version was destroyed by a man who crashed his car into the monument. The lawsuits claim the display is the government's unconstitutional endorsement of religion. The Arkansas Civil Liberties Union of Arkansas and sued on behalf of 4 Arkansas residents. The second suit was filed on behalf of a coalition opposed to that monument. And a California-based tool retailer will be opening a 15,000 square foot store in Northeast Arkansas later this year. Harbor Freight Tools is expected to open its store in Batesville by August 15th with a soft grand opening July 31st. The new store will have between 35 and 40 employees, and company officials say the store will be the 12th store built in Arkansas. Company President Eric Snyder said the company has received good support from people in Batesville's area and that the company has nearly 900 stores around the country. Authorities say an Arkansas thief got his just desserts when he tried to pay for a meal using the waitress's stolen credit card. Police say the officers arrested 21-year-old Shannon West on Tuesday at Shannon's restaurant in Pine Bluff. Police report the waitress, Flora Lunsford, had no desire to pay for the fellow's meal. She called to report that the man had tried paying for his food with her stolen credit card. Upon investigation, police found other items on West that had been in Lunsford's purse when it was stolen from her car Sunday at a nearby gas station while she was inside, including her Social Security card and driver's license. West is being held at the Jefferson County Jail on forgery and theft by receiving charges. Before we take a look at the weather forecast, which is somewhat cooler than we've had in the past couple of weeks, here's the way the stock market ended today. Get all the rain that we needed, but we certainly got some rain around the viewing area. Some places getting more than others. Anywhere reports of 3/10 of an inch up to an inch of rain in the viewing area. More rain to the north, particularly in the state of Missouri and north of Springfield, getting 1.5 to 2 inches in some areas there. But most of our immediate viewing area, again, under 1/2 inch is about what we received, as that system was very sporadic as it came through, but it brought us cooler temperatures. Very nice this morning. If you got out early, felt a little bit like fall out there. As a matter of fact, this is the first official day of summer. This is the longest day of the year. So after today, the day's daylight will start getting a little shorter after today, but it is a long day daylight-wise today. And so if you got things to do, you got about 14 plus hours to get it all done with daylight. Well, here's the way it looks as we move on into the weekend. We do have another pretty good chance of rain, particularly on Saturday, but today it was nice out there, 83 degrees, a little breeze out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour, and fairly low humidity. About the same for Friday. No rain in the forecast on Friday, at least right now. 82 degrees with a north wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour, so a beautiful day set up for Friday. On Saturday, right now, 83 degrees in the afternoon. 90% chance that we will have scattered thunderstorms on again, off again throughout the day on Saturday, and likewise for Sunday, at least half of the day. 84 degrees on Sunday afternoon under mostly cloudy skies, and 80% chance of rainfall on Sunday. Kick off the week on Monday. We start to warm up once again. Monday under partly cloudy skies, 88 degrees, and Tuesday back into the 90s, 91 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Capps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Well, they thought it would never end. After many rain delays, Dominique Fletcher went 4 for 4 with a homer and 4 RBIs, and the Arkansas pitchers struck out 14 in a 7-4 victory over Texas Tech in the College World Series yesterday. Fletcher doubled in 2 runs in the first inning, homered in the 4th, and had a bunt single in the 6th and singled in a run in the 8th as the Razorbacks won their second game to take control of Bracket 1. Brett Daniels walked in a go-ahead run after Adley Rosenthine tied it with a 3-run double in the 8th inning, and Oregon State went on to knock North Carolina out of the College World Series with a 11-6 win. It was a stunning turnabout after the Tar Heels had wiped out a 3-0 deficit to go up 6-3 in the 6th inning. Oregon State will play Mississippi State on Friday in a bracket final. Odell Herrera hit a tie-breaking solo homer in the 7th inning. Cesar Hernandez hit a 2-run homer, and the Philadelphia Phillies beat the St. Louis Cardinals 4-3 yesterday afternoon. Yarda Milana hit a pair of homers for the Cardinals, who lost starter Michael Wacha to an injury. Philadelphia's beleaguered bullpen tossed 3 scoreless innings after Jake Arnada had another so-so outing. Orlando Ramos got 5 outs, and Victor Arano finished for his first career save. Austin Bedden's Dirk pitched effectively into the 7th inning. Ramondo Ordor homered, and the Texas Rangers extended their winning streak to a season-high 5 games with a 3-2 victory over the struggling Kansas City Royals. Dirks allowed 1 run and 5 hits in 6 innings and sent the Royals to their 9th straight loss. Kansas City has dropped 15 of their last 16 ball games. And the Sacramento Kings have the #2 draft pick in the NBA draft coming up. The Phoenix Suns are expected to select Arizona's center DeAndre Ayton with the first pick. The Kings could then consider Duke's Marvin Bagley, Missouri's Michael Porter Jr., or Michigan State's Jaren Jackson Jr., along with Ayton. Atlanta picking 3rd will be followed by Memphis and then the Dallas Mavericks. Well, that wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing area.